Yeah, Navika, at one level, the kind of stuff which I'm hearing from people like Dr. Joshi, they seem to think that, foreign affairs is uh, the kind of fights you have on, Haryana ठेकास, कि तू जानता नहीं है मैं कौन हूँ, मेरा बाप कौन है, मेरी कितनी बैक है. And this proclivity in Indian politicians, कि मैंने बोल दिया उसको, मैंने उसको बता दिया. अरे बता दिया फिर क्या हुआ? You are faced with a difficult situation. Your largest trade partner, a strategic partner, is behaving in an unhinged manner, in a completely unreasonable manner, and you are trying to tread a very treacherous road, because this is not just about the United States. We have been threatened, including by the EU, with sanctions if we buy Russian oil, even though the EU itself buys Russian oil. But the EU and the Americans think that the oil which India buys from Russia fuels the war in Ukraine, but the oil which the Chinese or the Europeans buy does not fuel the conflict. And if you can make sense of it, or Dr. Joshi can make sense of it, good luck to all of you. But I can't. Okay, so I am dealing in the rational framework. What is happening is in the irrational framework. Now, the leader of a particular party, and I'm not going to name that party, used to behave in the most crass manner in the assembly, right? What did it finally get him? They lost the election after 2 terms. I'm not naming the party, right? The point is that in politics, as in diplomacy, there is some maryada. You have to keep that maryada. Now, does this mean that you kowtow to Donald Trump? I don't think so. Does this mean that you act like a sissy and you give in to everything he's asking you? No. And which is what it seems like we are doing. We are holding, we have dug in our heels, we are holding on to our position. And Navika, the fact of the matter is we have offered the Americans a damn good deal. We have offered them terms and conditions which nobody ever thought India would be flexible on. And while doing so, defending and protecting the most vulnerable sections of our society who we had to protect. Now, if the other guy is changing the goalpost, and this was a done deal, Navika, we had negotiated a deal. That deal had only gone for final approval to Donald Trump, and he decided that he doesn't want any part of it. Now, whether somebody got through to him, what happened, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on somebody like him, right? But the fact of the matter is we tried to negotiate in good faith. We tried to negotiate a good deal. And we thought if he wants to be transactional, we will also be transactional. There'll be some give and some take. He wants it all. We are not going to give it. Now, this is what the position is. As far as I am concerned, right now we still have about 21 days, because I think maybe even more, maybe more than a month before these tariffs actually start kicking in. There are negotiations going on as we speak. As we speak, there are negotiations taking place. At the end of the month, apparently a US trade delegation is supposed to come. I don't know if anything is going to come out of it or not. 2 things are very clear as far as I am concerned. One, if the tariffs stay at 50%, it effectively means that India-US trade is shot to the ground. There is no India-US trade taking place. It's gone. Okay, at that point of time, the choice before the government of India is whether we impose retaliatory tariffs, to which Trump will increase the tariff from 50% to 100%. And it doesn't matter. He could raise it to 5,000%. It does not matter. If trade is not taking place at 50%, it won't take place at 100% also. So that's an academic figure, as the Chinese realized. And Trump had to back down. So quite clearly, that is one way we can go. The other way we can go is we can try and see, can we work around something? But remember that the Europeans are also breathing down our neck, and ultimately we will now have to rejig our entire economic system, bring in economic reforms which we have not brought in, improve your GST system, end this goddamn Inspector Raj, which is killing Indian entrepreneurship, killing Indian industry. My own take is, Navika, if I was the Prime Minister of this country, and under the current system, I would give every manufacturer in this country a Bharat Ratna. The fact that you still have industry in India is a tribute to the entrepreneurial ability of the Indian businessman and the Indian industrialist and the Indian manufacturer.
But Piyush Joshi is not in agreement with you. He's been raising his hand. Piyush Joshi, what is your objection to the logic that has been put forth by Sushant Sareen?
Navika ji, just this brief interjection. It was not Arvind Kejriwal or any other leader from opposition who said "Abki baar Trump sarkar." We did not organize yagyas and havans for the victory of Trump.
This is the kind of nonsense.
We did not say that Trump's victory is Sanatan's victory. We didn't say that. We didn't claim that he is our long lost friend of Kumbh Mela. So it was not any other leader from opposition. It was the Prime Minister. He should acknowledge that he made a mistake. Now, when he asked for Abki baar Trump sarkar, when his party organized Yagya and Havans for his victory and
Navika, I must respond.
Fact check coming in. Sushant Sareen, fact check.
Okay, so this is the lies for which people like Mr. Joshi are notorious for. They have taken a lie and they have spread it and they keep repeating it and following the Goebbelsian logic. What happened during the Howdy Modi thing was that the Prime Minister was giving a speech. Please go and check your facts, Dr. Joshi. Don't talk through your hat simply because you want to talk.
Everyone across the world knows.
Everyone is an idiot if anybody who says this. Because please keep quiet. Please keep quiet because I am talking. When you are talking, I kept quiet. Navika, this is not fair. Navika, this is not fair.
Carry on. You had a long monologue. Carry on.
I want a monologue because I can't talk over you because you're acting, strangely. Navika, the fact of the matter is there was the meeting was being held. The Prime Minister was referring to a slogan that Donald Trump used during his campaign in 2016 and said candidate Trump had used that particular slogan, which was also the slogan I was using, and he had kind of paraphrased it in his context. That is what was said. He was not rooting for President Trump.
Absolutely, and I can quote it right here. I can quote it right here for our viewers' benefit because opposition leaders do not benefit from facts. He said he has achieved much for the United States and for the world. Friends, we in India have connected well with President Trump. The words of candidate Trump, "Abki baar Trump sarkar," rang loud and clear. This is quote unquote what the Prime Minister said. This is what he said. You can continue to shrug your shoulders, Piyush Joshi, but I'm quoting from facts, from verbatim from the statement. But facts have never mattered to the opposition. Isn't it, Suhel Seth? The fact is, the additional 25% penalty tariffs are going to come into being from 27th of August. There are still 21 days, that is 3 weeks to go. पर हमारे यहाँ रुदाली आज से शुरू हो गई है. And we have said कि हमारा weak Prime Minister है क्योंकि he doesn't in his statement use the words Donald Trump. Where do you stand on this, Suhel Seth?
When an army goes to battle, the last thing you should do is doubt your generals. You have to be ranked stupid or an outright idiot to even indulge in that kind of nonsense. A. B. The gentleman from Aam Aadmi Party should recognize that a lot of people change. A lot of people change their opinions. A guy who started out in a Maruti wagon today uses a private jet. Fair enough. People change. But at the time that you used the Maruti wagon, you wanted to appeal to a certain sector, and the electorate elected you because they believed in you. They didn't realize that whatever you were showing would turn out to be untrue. Here, the Prime Minister has been elected by the people of India. He didn't sneak in through the back door. He didn't come in on the basis of, I will never be in politics, through a hunger march and then join politics. My feeling is the following. Number one, why do we in India have so much of self-loathing that we cannot fail to see anything except through rose-tinted eyes? Why? Why are we quick to drag our own country down? See, and I agree with Dr. Joshi. I mean, if he's a medical doctor, even better. I agree with him that, you say this and you say that, fair enough. That's politics for you, my friend. Everyone does it. Do you want to now castigate a Prime Minister for being strong? Would you like us to be submissive? Would you like us to throw up our hands and submit ourselves to this unhinged rogue, as I've always defined Donald J. Trump? The answer is no. It is not. In fact, here it's a very interesting analogy which I want to present. The Prime Minister is not speaking and actually inviting derision from people like you. If he was only concerned about his image, he would have spoken. But he is looking at a larger purpose, and the purpose is brand India, the Republic of India. If it was, as Sushant Sareen says, a battle in an akhada, they would have said, haan, dono haath lage. But that's not how politics and international diplomacy and international trade negotiations are played out. Number two, will we be pained after this tariff increase? The answer is yes. But the beauty about this country, and we're a civilizational legacy, is that India has always found opportunities in adversity. Some people call it jugaad, some people call it the Indian spirit, some people call it entrepreneurial zeal, whatever you call it. I do not believe that India will crumble and fold up and, kind of vanish from the economic environment of the world. Remember, India is a civilization legacy, but that joker only has 2.5, 3 years left in his term. India will outlast the idiosyncrasies, the bullying of a Donald J. Trump. The question that you have to ask is, would you want to submit to a bully? Would you want to get into a fight with a pig? The pig enjoys it. Only you get dirty. Would you want India to throw up its hands, sacrifice everything it holds dear, both from an individualistic standpoint and from an economic standpoint, throw our agriculture to the winds, throw our services to the winds, and say, oh, Donald J. Trump,
certainly
whatever
not.
you want, we are ready.
And Ravi Shankar Ravi.
We are not that country, and we will not submit. And he can go.
Absolutely. And Ravi Shankar Ravi, I want to ask you this question. 3 weeks abhi baki hai. Their negotiation team is going to come back into India. India is already doing the back channel. Other countries like Brazil have not even batted an eyelid, not even responded to him. China did the retaliatory tariff, and China, got Donald Trump to come down. Why are you putting so much pressure on the Prime Minister just by saying कि भाई Donald Trump का नाम नहीं लिया? Is this a weak response that we will continue to deal with Russia and China? Go take a walk. Weak लगता है आपको?
Good evening to everyone. Navika ji, first of all, I would like to respond to Shehzad Bhai. Shehzad Bhai never misses a chance to utter the word Chara Chor. I want to remind that after Kargil war, a scam was out, which was Kafan Khori hui thi, and I have heard this from Shehzad Bhai only, that Bangaru Lakshman Janata Party. तो वो जो अपने आप को बहुत देशभक्त लोग बोलते हैं, उन्होंने कारगिल के शहीदों में जो कफन की खरीदारी हुई थी उसमें घोटाला किया था. और बिहार में ये भी कहा जाता है कि जगन्नाथ मिश्रा को बेल, लालू यादव को जेल, एंड Jagannath Mishra's son is a minister in BJP JDU government in Bihar presently. Now, I will come to your question. See, what is happening? This man, US President Donald Trump, he doesn't seem to be a very balanced, very sane kind of a person. He has been uttering nonsense, but when our Prime Minister in the Parliament, when this discussion on Operation Sindoor was going on, our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, said that he received few calls from the Vice President of United States and he couldn't take it, but he called him back. He also said that no leader of any country has influenced the decision, Indian decision and our military decisions. But he could never utter, he could never say that US President, do not take these two words as you are saying, Donald Trump. Just say US President did not influence anything. Because we are a self-reliant country, we can do on our own. We do not need need this dictatorship. He is not an international dictator. Recently also, he had said India's non-monetary trade practices are obnoxious. So every time we are silent, our member of parliament from our party in Rajya Sabha, Professor Manoj Jha, he appealed to the parliament to pass a resolution against Mr. Trump. But I mean, nothing could happen.
The resolution pass करके क्या हो जाएगा? And do you pass a resolution against a foreign leader in parliament? You know, I really don't understand what kind of posturing is going on. But Shehzad, respond.
Navika, now I want to, because time is running out, and I'll be very, very brief. Just now, Mr. Ravi started by saying that Donald Trump, his words, not mine, Donald Trump does not seem to be like a sane and balanced person. Then why was Congress believing?
He doesn't appear.
Sir, time is running out. Please don't interrupt.
Okay, fine.
Please. If he was not sane and balanced in your India Alliance's opinion, why were you saying that उसने ceasefire करवाया? In fact, this 50% tariff is 100% proof that कोई ceasefire नहीं कराया. वरना surrender करके हम भी Nobel Prize पुरस्कार के लिए उनको सम्मानित करते. वरना हम भी बोलते कि ले लीजिए, दे दीजिए ट्रेड डील, एग्रीकल्चरल इंटरेस्ट को कर दीजिए कॉम्प्रोमाइज. हम भी ये बोलते कि रशियन तेल छोड़ देते हैं साहब. ये तो 100% प्रूफ है आज इंडिया का स्टैंड दैट वी have not compromised. Secondly, Piyush Joshi ji, he has said that Mr. Modi is remaining silent. Yes, madam, we should learn from Bhagwant Mann, who had made all kinds of fictional names, and we should learn from Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, who said Singapore virus, and at that time Singapore got upset with us. We should behave like how Arvind Kejriwal and Bhagwant Mann behaved. And thirdly, something that you will be very astounded. Today he has said that why are you going for SCO? अरे भाई साहब, जब अपना इंटरेस्ट था तो जिस कांग्रेस को गाली देकर आप एक मंच पे आ गए कांग्रेस के साथ, आज देश का इंटरेस्ट है तो देश ना जाए. They can go for personal interest with the same Congress they abused all lifelong. But India's interest should not be secure. Sir, I did not interrupt. Sir, I did not interrupt. Sir, I did not interrupt. I did not interrupt. Last 10 seconds. Last 10 seconds. Navika, we took the Russian oil, and I am proud that Narendra Modi did this. He saved 26 lakh crores. He ensured that our inflation remains at 4%, which benefited consumers. And today we are not going to allow our agricultural interests to be hurt by anybody.
Absolutely. And India is not going to compromise on its national interests. But let me also tell you, Suhel Seth, China is buying 44% of Russia's coal. India is only buying 19%. पर ये ट्रम्प को दिखता नहीं है. Crude oil, China is buying 47% of Russia crude. We are not buying more than 40%.
Navika, it doesn't matter. We can buy 100% from whoever the hell we want. Who is Donald J. Trump to dictate our economic policy? He has a limited role. His role is to impose tariffs. We will counter that. We may suffer. We will suffer. But we will not submit. There is no colonialism 2.0 going to be activated again for India and for Indians. This is not about Narendra Modi. The stupid people are making it about Narendra Modi. I mean, these guys have no intelligence. It is not about Narendra Modi. When you attack Modi, you are willy-nilly attacking the Indian entrepreneur, the Indian and the Indian economy. It includes our farmers, whoever the hell they may vote for. Why are we making it about the Prime Minister? I have not understood.
Absolutely, and Suhel Poonawalla,
I can understand your anger against a man because he
why is the Congress party making this about the Prime Minister? Weak Prime Minister, weak Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is doing what any country would do, and you can't do anything more than this at this point.
What did Brazil do? What did Mexico do initially? What is Brazil doing? Has any Brazilian said he's a weak president? हमारे देश में हम अपने लोगों को कोसते जाते हैं. ये हमारी शर्म है. ये हमारी संस्कृति है. We will abuse our own people and feel very joyous.
Respond. Yes, sir.
Most nations, including the EU, including China, including Brazil, have hit back at the United States of America. For example, China hit back with tariffs, so did Canada. And TACO happened. Trump always chickened out. Sushant said, the question is not to be submissive. The question is you stand up to a bully. You do internal reforms, kick out 50% of the babus out of the services, but that is internal. But stand up. Put back counter tariffs. Stand up and be
25 The 25% additional tariff has happened today. Narendra Modi, unlike the Congress
allow
party,
me not
is
interrupt
not
me.
a
I'll just take 30
retrospective
seconds.
thinker.
Sohel, I'll just take 30 seconds. You interrupted me, please. The fact is, come on, Sohel. That's not being a gentleman, Sohel. I never interrupted you. Please give me 30 seconds.
All of the countries put together.
Please give me 30
I will
seconds.
just say one thing.
So, Sohel, I'm not done. You say after I'm done, Sohel, please. The fact is now, please, just the fact is before even this first 25% that Sohel is referring to came in of tariffs, we removed the tariffs on their wine and other things that they were sending to us in a goodwill gesture. You don't be submissive, Sohel. That's your line, and I agree with you.
Well,
don't. Where did you go?
Then Tehseen Poonawalla, please explain. 1 minute, Suhel. Tehseen Poonawalla, please explain this to Rahul Gandhi, because who's saying this? Donald Trump has an attention-seeking disorder. He's the kind of guy who attends a wedding and feels like becoming the groom. Who said this? Revant Reddy, Chief Minister of Telangana.
I'm sure he did, and it's
Congress
true.
Chief Minister.
He's true.
Now,
He's
Sushant Sareen.
Yeah.
Rahul Gandhi ko ye samajh nahi aa raha hai.
But how's Rahul Gandhi wrong here? You have to put tariffs. Rahul Gandhi will put.
Okay, Navika, I don't want to, this is a serious topic, and I don't want to get into the ridiculous discussing Rahul Gandhi and everybody else. I have two things one to clarify. Tehseen says the EU has hit back. The EU has not hit back. The EU has folded, completely surrendered and prostrated before Donald Trump. So EU has not hit back. The Chinese have stopped certain exports, and the Chinese have imposed retaliatory tariffs. My only suggestion is that if the government decides that it wants to impose retaliatory tariffs, then it should impose a penalty on the Americans of a similar number on the pretext that the Americans are buying Pakistani exports, and because the Americans are buying Pakistani exports, we are imposing this penalty on them.
Great idea, Sushant Sareen. I think your phone is ringing, Sushant Sareen. I think your phone is ringing. Piyush Goyal just invited you for a conversation, a round table discussion, and he's picking up all your ideas. Sushant Sareen, while you look at your phone, the Commerce Minister is looking for you. I just felt that. I had that feeling. That's why I told you. Coming to you, Shehzad, but let me put out the survey that we did on social media. Congress's weak PM attack justified? Well, yes, say 19% of the people, but no, say 76% of people. 3/4 of India doesn't believe that the Prime Minister is being weak. Shehzad Poonawalla, does the opposition not get this?
Navika, Tehseen's idea of countering what Trump has done is that we should put more retaliatory tariff. That means if somebody shouts, we should shout louder. Well, that may be one way of dealing with negotiations, but the other way is to keep your voice low but wield a big stick. And that is what India has done. India has safeguarded its interests irrespective of the pressures. But for me to come and announce here that we will do this, we will do that, now that liberty is not there for Government of India or its spokespersons to come and announce and to let the entire world know that what we will or we will not do. That is completely our domain. But I want to just give one example. This so-called strong Tehseen Poonawalla's government, at the time when we were controlling or ensuring our national security, nuclear test, one call from Clinton administration, ji janab, hum abhi rok deta hai nuclear test. This person is now lecturing us.
Well, Shehzad Poonawalla, I think आपको मैं गुलजार साहब से मिलवाऊंगी. उनकी हर पिक्चर में फ्लैशबैक बहुत होता था. ये कहा जाता है उनके बारे में. आप हर बात पे ये जो नेहरू पर जाते हैं, ये आपको थोड़ा सा रोकना पड़ेगा. Let's stay in the present. But I'm completely out of time. I'm completely out of time on this debate. But all I will say at this point is, watch this space. This story is still developing. 21 days still to go for the penalty tariffs to come in. There is back channel that is working. There is work. The government is also thinking, if nothing else, retaliatory tariffs. But to come out with the conclusion that this is the weakest Prime Minister because he's not naming Donald Trump seems to be, to my mind, a little premature at this point in time. Will the opposition believe in that? I don't know, because the opposition has the freedom of speech. Clearly, diplomacy doesn't work that way. We leave it at that. Thank you very much. ladies and gentlemen, and to all my panelists for joining me on the News Hour tonight. On the other side, ladies and gentlemen, new role, new avatar, Smriti Irani joining me on the News Hour.